You don't need a coach to reach the next level of tennis. Good thing, because most tennis players will never be able to afford one, or they can, but they can't find one that provides what they need. That's because most tennis coaches specialize in providing quantity over quality, which we unpacked in my last video. They're great at providing more information, but the last thing you need right now is more information because your head is already overflowing with it. The great news is that you can guide yourself to the next level and beyond with the simple 5-step blueprint that I'm about to lay out in this lesson. But before we get to the blueprint, first, you have to stop thinking in terms of tips and start thinking in terms of habit change. Otherwise, you'll never improve. A tips mindset assumes that you're stuck at your current level because you have yet to receive a breakthrough piece of insight or a super special drill that will instantly unlock better play. I'm genuinely sorry to tell you this because I know it's how most tennis players think, but that lightning bolt piece of information probably isn't coming. And instead, you need to shift your focus, time, and energy towards what really matters. And that's changing your habits from what they are now to what you already know they should be. Winning at tennis isn't a written test. The player who wins isn't the one with more knowledge, understanding, or insight about the game of tennis. It's the player who's trained the most precise, repeatable, high-quality habits the deepest who walks away with the victory. Unfortunately, taking more lessons from most coaches will only fill your head with more tips and information. And changing your bad habits and sharpening your good ones is going to be up to you, and it's only going to happen if you follow all 5 of these steps. Step 1 is to find out what you're actually doing on the court. You cannot go based on what somebody else's description of what you're doing is, and you especially can't go on what it feels like. I know this for a fact because after exclusively coaching with video for over 15 years, feel and real are always different realities. The bottom line is this: you're not doing what you know you're supposed to do. The sooner and more accurately you can find out what the biggest gaps in your game are, the faster you can start improving your biggest flaws. And the only way to accurately do this is with video, by recording yourself and learning the truth once and for all. Have you ever been shocked by what you saw on video compared to what you thought you were doing? Do me a favor and all your other fellow tennis players a favor and let me know in the comments if that's ever happened to you, because it would be a big inspiration and encouragement to other players who've never actually recorded themselves. Step 2 is to pick the one most important gap making the biggest negative impact on your results and work hard to change that one habit before moving on to anything else. Trying to fix every part of your game at once will waste your time because there won't be enough quality or quantity of repetition to change any of it, and you'll continue working hard but not actually changing your habits. That's because your mental concentration is a lot like your eyesight. We can see a lot at once, but only focus on a very small, narrow part of that total range. Changing a deeply ingrained bad habit requires your narrow band of mental focus exclusively on one thing, not constantly jumping around between 3 or 4 projects during the limited time that you have for practice. Step 3 is to slowly increase the level of challenge on that one thing until you're able to do it consistently in a real match. Here's a list of 32 progressions that I refer to all the time in my coaching, starting from the absolute easiest way to practice a new, better skill, and then becoming more and more difficult step by step until finally arriving at match play levels of stress and challenge. The fastest way to improve any skill is to find out which level of challenge you can do that movement or technique correctly at least 70% of the time, and then move to the next most challenging training progression. Stay there until you can again do it correctly at least 70% of the time, and then repeat over and over again until you can do that new thing under match conditions. Step 4 is the one almost everybody skips, and it's why so many players stay stuck for years. After you've worked hard on your one thing with progressions, you've got to make sure that it's actually sticking and you're not just going back to your old habits. That means going back to video as you try to use your new habit in higher and higher pressure situations. So record yourself playing a baseline game or some serve and return points, watch it back, and ask yourself honestly, did the new movement hold up, or did my old habit sneak back in when things got tough? If the new movement shows up in real match play, then congratulations, you've officially rewired a habit. And if not, that's normal. It's okay. It doesn't mean that you failed. It just means that you need more reps at the right challenge level before moving on. Reevaluation keeps you honest and prevents you from the illusion of progress that so many players get trapped in. Step 5 is to find your next big breakthrough. Once your new habit is solid in matches, review your most recent video, the one that you used to verify your new habit, and identify the next biggest gap in your skills. Focus narrowly on just that one thing in your training, use progressions to build it up stronger and stronger, and use video to make sure you're actually locking that new habit in. That's how you build tennis mastery, piece by piece, level by level, without needing a coach standing by your side the entire time. Which of these 5 steps do you think will help you the most? Let me know in the comments down below. Just type 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. I'll be reading every single response. Thank you so much for watching. Keep up the amazing work on your game.